What's going on? What's going on? It's your brother, your main IC Jonez. Welcome to another episode of What's Your Perspective, an Under the Hood production. You already know how it go. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you comment, like on our YouTube channel that you watching right now. You understand what I'm saying? That's UNDR The Hood Studios. All right. Listen, I gotta give a huge warm welcome home to my bros. I mean, I'm talking about like 48 hours. You did? This is my guy, man. King Truth in the building. What's happening, man? Big 2255. You did?
Y'all know what's going on, man. Y'all see what's going on, man.
You already know, man. I had to get the exclusive. I had to get the first one out the gate. You know what I'm saying?
The first one gotta go to IC, man.
I was trying to get him a first day out song. Oh, he ain't ready yet. He like, I'm on the cool. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get him a first day out song. But at the end of the day, I got the first day out interview. You understand what I'm saying, man?
Yes, sir.
How you feeling, though, for real, man? Talk to him, man. Let him know, bro.
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling positive. I'm grateful to Allah, man, for my blessings, man. Long road, man, but after every storm, man, sunlight. So I'm enjoying my sunlight for once.
It's crazy because the phone just keep ringing. It just keep blinging. It just keep going off, man. It just keep lighting up. You know what I'm saying? Keep vibrating. You understand?
Yeah, man.
How much love you getting, man? Talk to me, man.
I'm getting a lot of love, man. Everybody definitely excited, man. Everybody happy about me being home, and I appreciate all the love, man. There's a lot of respect in the city, man. A lot of love in the city. I'm just enjoying it. I'm taking it in, man. This is, when you come by that dark place, man, that's the remedy, man, for a dark place is love, man. So, I'm enjoying everything, man. And shout out to everybody, man, that's been, keeping me in motion, man. I appreciate all the love. Vegas, stand up.
LV, baby. LV, man. I don't know which way on the camera. LV, baby, LV.
Yeah, man.
So, I just, want to know, what does a support system feel like to you? Like, tell me what that looks like, man. When you go away for a little minute, you know what I'm saying? What does that support system look like versus what you expect it to look like? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it's support, man. That's mandatory, man, in situations where, people are incarcerated, whether they men or women. When I was doing time, I did federal time, so when I was doing time, one of the correctional officers that worked at the facility, he made a comment, and he said the men's visiting room looked like the club. He said, but the women's visiting room is the saddest thing that he ever seen. So to me, that kind of really hit home, man, that it's a lot of women that's also incarcerated, man, who really just don't got nobody there. You know what I mean? So I kind of want to shine a light on the support system and how important that is for people to be supportive of the women.
That's wild.
A lot of these women are our mothers.
Yep.
All the more reason why they need support. All the more reason why they need consistent money on their phone. That way they can talk to their kids and continue to keep a presence in their kids' life. Basically the same thing that we go through as men.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of support the women that's out there that's doing time, whether it's state time, whether it's federal time, Nevada and all over. So I definitely want to shine a light on. We definitely, as family, have to be more supportive when it comes to the women that's also incarcerated. They have a story as well as we do.
Yeah.
They have a voice as well as we do, and they're important.
Yeah.
In the free world just as well as we important. So I want to talk about that first and foremost.
I love it.
Second thing is, as far as being a male, man, and incarcerated, man, it's important, man. It's I think a lot of times we let our mind wander, man. We just be in the dark about a lot of stuff. So I think one of the most important things that any woman or any man can do while they're dealing with somebody in jail, and that's be real good with your communication, but also being honest with your communication. And what I mean by that is, I know it was a few times where I seen situations where, you had dudes that, needed money on their books for commissary, stuff like that. Some people needed it for themselves. Some people needed it because they old people.
Yeah.
But you do have a lot of people, man, a lot of dudes, family, man, they girls, man, be talking about what they gonna do and they gonna have it done by today and all that and don't end up doing it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't be understanding the type of situations and trick bags they be putting people in, man, by not by not executing, man. Because hey, if I owe somebody some money in there and I tell that man it's gonna be done today, just because my girl told me,
on your word,
just because my girl told me it's gonna be done today, and it's not, man. That's, you know what I mean. So a lot of women need to understand that, hey, man, we want your honesty more than we want you to tell us what we want to hear.
Yeah.
Because if I got some motion going on in there, man, I want somebody to tell me they just can't do it.
Right.
Because the last thing I want to do is be dependent on somebody, man, and blocking off everybody else from doing it because I think that this person is going to do it.
Right.
And then now when they don't do it, now, you know, I'm stuck, man. So people definitely have to be honest with their communication. They definitely have to be open, man. Yeah. If I'm calling you all day and you ain't answered your phone, please send me a message, a text, whatever you can do to let me know what's going on. Please don't keep people in the dark. Right. You know, that's the worst thing that you can do, man. That's all we do in jail anyways, is sit there and think. Yeah. Your job as a support system, wherever it is, a sister, a brother, a girlfriend, a wife, baby mama, homeboy, homegirl, your job as a support system, man, is to be there, man, and support us. Yeah. So, you know, man, keep that communication open, man, with y'all family. Right. It's definitely, it's important. It's important.
Absolutely. So another thing, man, what are you thinking now, you know, about the Vegas community in music? What you seeing now? You know, it's a different day, but is it the same? What's your perspective on what we looking like today?
Oh man, it's yeah, man, I ain't impressed. You know, but you're gonna always have some motion, like, you know, every situation gonna always have, you know, them ones that's gonna carry the torch, you feel me? But you know, to be honest, as a whole, I'm not impressed. That's just my honest opinion. Mm-hmm. Before I left in 2021, I felt like people was more on it. I don't know if that's because we was freshly coming out of a pandemic, you know, and people was just so tired of being inside that they wanted to be outside a lot. Mm-hmm. But here it is, 3 years removed from the pandemic, and I feel like the music industry in Vegas is lazy. That's kind of my opinion. I feel like you got, like I said, you got some good artists, you got some good music out there, but I don't feel like I think, as like I said, as the last couple of years that went by and people has been consistently outside, I think people really got back to really reality. You know, a lot of these dudes that was out here, a lot of these dudes and females that was chasing music in 2020 and 2021 was only doing it because they was sitting in the house for a year bored. Who's really trying to do music? And you can tell who's really trying to do music.
Or was that good old pandemic money?
It was and that too. You got a lot of people, man, that really was up, man, because of that, you know, because of that stimulus, man, that ain't, you know, PPP, SBA, EDD, you feel me? Yeah. Because money, you know, it ran out, man. So
you have to invest in music. It takes a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it takes a lot.
People realize that. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like, man, this is a job on top of a job.
It's a job, because when you're dealing with music, there's two parts about music that is important: the money aspect and the connection aspect. Now, if you somebody that got both, then you green. But you only have two types of people that's doing music. You got people that actually have the money to be able to get themselves out there, but just don't know nobody, don't have the connections. And then you got the people that really actually have the connections, but don't have the money. You know, but don't have the money. So, you know, just like I look at certain projects that different dudes did out here in Vegas, I'm like, man, they got some real good, some real big names on their album, but it's like nobody never heard of it. You know what I mean? I'm connected all out throughout the states. You know, it's not just Vegas. If you go on my, you know, my Instagram, or you go on my Facebook, whatever, you're going to see people commenting that's not even from this country. But like I said, I just was really in the federal system for 11 years. The feds is mixed with people from all over the world. So I got a lot of major hitters, you know, from Matulu Shakur, rest in peace, all the way down to BMF. You know, I'm connected because I stood on business. All 11 years, you feel me? I stood on Vegas business. I stood on Crip business. I stood on real nigga business all the way through. So I got a lot of good connections, man, to where, you know, people, if I say, hey, I got a new video coming out, I got homies from the hood that's out there in Florida. I got homies from my hood that's in New York I deal with, and, you know, homies from the hood that's in Atlanta and, you know what I mean, LA, like, you know, it's that support. So yeah, I think it's important, man, for people to actually, you know, be able to, you know what I mean, really put they all into it, man. And I really don't feel like that's what everybody doing, man. I feel like people are expecting to just put a song out and then put it on social media and think that that's music. Yeah. That's not music. Yeah. You know what I mean? Hey, somebody told me one day, man, if you ain't got no team, you really ain't doing nothing anyways. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You got people that, is booking their own shows. You can't be as big as you think you are. Because when you really have emotion, you ain't gonna have time to do none of that.
Right.
Your opportunity, your job as an artist is to be an artist.
Yeah, I understand.
You're supposed to have a promotional team for your social media, a manager to manage your affairs. You got to have an assistant. I need the CPA. Like that's when you know a person is really having emotion.
Once you get to that level, man, you can't take care of everything.
You can't. Ain't no way.
Sure.
Ain't no way, bro.
And I tell people all the time, if you have nothing to manage, you don't need a manager.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You need to get to a place where you can't manage all your affairs. You need someone to manage you,
Yeah.
And you'll know when you get to that level.
Yeah, you'll know.
So is there any specific shout outs or anybody you want to pinpoint or anything like that before we get up out of here, man?
Man, really just shout out to the whole city, man. Like I say, it's a couple people, man. I like what they doing, man. I'm a big fan of Cyreek, man. Cyreek, man, reach out to me, man. Reach out to me, Cyreek. Instagram, King Truth 2255, bro. Reach out to me.
Well, I mean, just personally that held you down or that you want to give love to, man, and shout out, man.
Well, obviously, you was, very instrumental, man. This my guy right here. When my family, my family, man, is the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it, man. My family is the most important thing to me, man.
Yeah.
This is number one in my life.
Yeah.
Everybody wants me to go to the club. Everybody want to hang out and all this. And I'm like, bro, like, things is different from me, man. Like, I'm really content with literally just being at home with my family, man. So shout out to my family.
For sure.
Shout out to my girl, man. I love my girl. You feel me? Shout out to, just my team, man. Like, I got some real good supportive men. I got some real good supportive females, man, who really love me and want to see me win.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom, and I love my mom and my pops, all my brothers and sisters, my nieces and nephews.
Yeah. But that's what I want people to know. You feel me? That's a support system when your family still got your back and believe in you, right?
Yeah, man.
And I'm going to be honest with you, man. That's a dope perspective because at the end of the day, we count on friends. We count on the streets and stuff like that, but they're not always there when times get tough and rough.
Facts.
You feel me? And even with family, we got our lives too, but we don't forget about the ones
Absolutely.
that's on their way home.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't care how long it may take or how long it may be. Understand the perspective. They always on the way home. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I wanted you to say that specifically so people could understand that dynamic of the situation. You feel me? Like
that hope, man.
Again, because you say y'all be in your own mind.
We do be.
And being in your mind sometimes ain't always on the cloud.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's real dark in that mind.
They definitely get dark. Everybody that's ever been incarcerated, man, had the moments, man, where, people probably mistook rather, that water on your eyes, you feel me, in the shower, man, them really was tears, man, mixed with the shower water.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's important, man, to keep our family, man, uplifted in there, man. It don't always have to be money. There's multiple ways that you can support somebody. Where everybody thinks support necessarily means financially, man. You can spiritually support me. You can send me content, man. You can send me, books to read. That's a mental support. Financial support. Like there's multiple different emotionally. You know what I mean? There's everybody has something to offer somebody in jail.
You see that perspective?
Everybody, man. Stop thinking that if you ain't got no money that you can't do nothing for somebody in jail, bro. You being a connection, you being able to give them resources, you being able to give them, hey man, look, check out this email or check out this magazine, bro. Anything, man, is any type of support is good support, bro. So also, keep that in mind, y'all.
Again, another way though is accept them calls.
Accept them calls, man. The
ones I got, you know what I'm saying? I made sure I answered the phone. And if I didn't, I made sure I let it be known. Hey, man, have him hit me again. I missed the call, because you need that outside support. You feel me? I know that. Now, for those of you who don't know, I done been to jail several times in my life, but I ain't never been to the penitentiary. And I can only imagine how many times, it could be times 10, times 20 it is. You know what I'm saying? So I had to be there for my dogs. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
And at the end of the day, this is not a pat on my back. I'm not ever doing that. But at the end of the day, just know that you can be there for people, like he said, in many ways. And one of my ways was to answer the phone, was to actually write letters, was to actually be there when it's counted. And you feel me? Where he knew in his heart that I was there. You feel
Definitely
me?
was there.
And then I go and get other people to come support. Because when bro was really out here, he was really touching hands and shaking hands and meeting people, and people loved his spirit. People loved who he was. And being that he's alive and he's not on a t-shirt, bro, y'all got to support this man in reality, Same way you was doing it when he was outside, you do it right now while he inside if you want him back outside. And we go get that love and that support. So y'all gonna see us with community events. You feel me? Y'all gonna see us helping the mental mind frame. You gonna see him speaking on that too.
Definitely gonna be speaking.
You feel me? And we gonna lock in. You feel me? So
kids,
let them know.
I got some stuff going on, man, with the kids. I got, man, listen, man, this is a new King Truth, y'all. We out here with these kids. We out here giving our testimony. We out here giving our stories to these people, trying to help the younger generation, the generation that's coming up, not go down the road that we went down.
Right.
That's what's important. That's, for me, as an individual, that's just as much as important as music and business.
Yeah.
That's the level, that's the stage of life I'm on. The stage of life I'm on right now in my life is I want to see change with my people, with the community, and with the world. And it all starts with just one person.
Right.
As long as I can give my testimony, man, and give my story to somebody, man, and make them question why they in the streets or why they doing that. And that's the only thing. It's all about just changing the consciousness. It's all about changing people's perception, man. So I'm personally going to definitely be out here doing community events. 2255, you feel me? We got the nonprofit 2255. We have multiple different things up under here. I've been working on a lot of stuff since I've been gone. I wasn't just sitting in there doing nothing. I still made sure I had my hands out there. I still made sure I was shaking hands and meeting friends. And we got a lot of stuff going on, man. So like bro say, man, the mental health, that's important. It's definitely important in our community, the outreach. And we just, we just trying to do this thing, man, for the city, man. So
do me a favor. Let them know real quick about the faith, right? So you are Muslim.
Absolutely.
How did that happen for you?
For me,
it's my last question.
For me, obviously I grew up a Christian. I think anybody that knows me know I grew up a Christian. I think the transition began to happen when I began to have questions.
Okay.
And not necessarily questions about God, because I believed in God then, I believe in God now.
Yeah.
But it really was purpose. Okay. And I think that's the part that really woke my game up, and that's the part that I feel like any man and any woman, when they get that purpose, that's when they gonna actually see how different life looks.
Okay.
Like understanding purpose, understand knowledge itself is so powerful that you can have a situation or a problem in front of you and then change your perception about life, and that problem would be totally different without you even physically manipulating it. It'd be different because you thinking different, because you see what's different. Yeah. So it's like for me, once I began to gain that knowledge of self through Islam began to speak to me. The Quran began to speak to me. You know what I mean? So, I took my Shahada. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely the official Muslim. My Muslim attribute, or my Muslim name is Jabril. And I'm actually going to incorporate that into my music. So that's actually going to be, somewhat of an alter ego of truth. You know what I mean? Is Jabril, which is if none of y'all don't know, that's actually the angel Gabriel. Everybody know the angel Gabriel. He was the one that went to Mary and told her she was going to be pregnant with Jesus, and he was God's number one angel that executed the orders, that executed the message. Yeah. So when my brothers gave me that name, so that's what's to come.
You got to speak the truth.
The executor of the message.
What is a shahada? I know that was supposed to be my last question, but you keep saying that. What does a shahada mean? I got to ask that on camera.
A shahada is something that every Muslim, they take their oath. Okay. It's basically taking your oath to become a Muslim. Basically saying that you believe that, that God is the only God, that there's no other God that's worthy of worship but him. Okay. Basically putting no God with God. And that's really the number one thing about being a Muslim. Yeah. Is no other God should be compared to God but him. Yeah. Nothing should be worshipped in the same sentence. Right. Besides Allah. Allah comes first and everything else comes after. Gotcha. So that's what the Shahada speaks about. I accept that God is the only God, and he is not to be worshipped with no other partners. For sure. And basically you say that in Arabic, and that's your Shahada. Shahada. And you bathe off and you officially become a Muslim, and you get your Muslim name, and from that point forward, that's when your journey begins. And I'm a firm believer in what I believe in. This is my brother, regardless of what we got going on. You understand me? We're going to be in arms. Absolutely. We're going to go outside. We're going to love on people. We're going to make sure that they know, you feel me? There's a change that needs to occur inside of you. You feel me? And before you go down that road, we hope to be that caution sign. You feel me? And at the end of the day, man, tell them where to follow you at. Instagram, you can hit me up, King Truth 2255, KINGTRUTH 2255. I just started me a TikTok. I ain't posted nothing yet, but y'all know I'm about to burn it up. Same thing, King Truth 2255. YouTube, King Truth 2255. So everything is King Truth 2255.
100.
I definitely still got music on all platforms. Apple Play, Amazon. I got music everywhere. King Truth 2255.
All right.
So
Let's
be expecting,
go.
man. Be expecting some new stuff, man. We getting it.
First interview, man. First day out, man. You feel me? With my guy, my brother, man, King Truth in the building. This has been another episode of What's Your Perspective with your host, IC Jonez. This is an Under the Hood production, and we out, baby. Let's go.